Alright, it's new thing review time. Also, this is a movie where I don't have access to most of the footage, except for trailer footage, so that's what you're gonna have to deal with. Just want to put that disclaimer out right away. Anyways, good intro. Time to talk about the film of the hour that I'm probably a little bit late to because I kind of forgot to see it like right away. I don't know, man. Let's say I was reading other videos that aren't like new movies. They're just like the Jujitsu video. That one came out like instead of a video for the Suicide Squad. I don't know. I didn't really have that much to say about it anyway. Good movie, 8 out of 10. Alright, little mini review right there. Alright, let's dig into the actual movie we're talking about. So Free Guy is one of the many movies that was supposed to come out like around this time last year, but this movie actually had two factors delaying its release. You see, when production began on Free Guy, it was by 20th Century Fox, remember them? But this was right around the time when Fox was being acquired by Disney. So there's like a decent chance this movie might just fall through. It might not even be made. But Disney, they carried it through, and then like New Mutants, this was a movie that is now just a 20th Century Studios, no Fox involved, just 20th Century Studios. But waiting, looking at the trailers for the release, I don't know, I had mixed expectations. Maybe it was good, maybe it'll be a little cringe, and I think it's a little bit of both. Now I'm gonna make a somewhat bold statement, which is I don't think this movie is that funny. It's not devoid of humor. It's just not that funny, okay? I mean, this movie is by the guys who made Deadpool, and it's got the same lead, Scott Ryan. And the humor, it's kind of the same, except it's just really watered down. And I'm aware that comedy is subjective, and you know what? I'm sure that plenty of people will find the jokes here highly comedic, which is fine because this sort of comedy I'd classify as a casual's humor, and there isn't anything wrong with being a casual moviegoer. I frankly don't even want to take the stance that I'm whatever the word is for the opposite of a casual is. But this is a somewhat special movie. You see, this movie is daring to do something pretty much insane for a movie to do, which is having the core premise of the movie be about video games. And I have said this before, and I will always say that video games will never be done right in a movie. Not a video game adaptation, just a scene involving video games, and pretty much every scene in this movie involves video games. But it's not terrible in this movie, I'll say. I'll give props to the game itself. It's called Free City. You like the title, like free. Yeah, you get the point. Because it's essentially just like GTA Online if it was made using the Sims engine, and like, if you really dig into it, even a little bit, it falls apart. But for my standards of video games and movies, it's pretty good. It's in the right ballpark. I'd say what's not done very well is, strangely enough, just the real world, and namely the video game company that makes the video game The Free City. They say that the company stole our Good Guys video game that they made independently, and they stole it to make Free City, and the original game is also still within Free City. But why is it? Why didn't they just remove this and not leave this glaring evidence that the game is made off of another game? Just delete it. It's not that hard to do. Even I know that. And then there's just other things, like they say there's no backwards compatibility because they're making a Free City 2, but why? Why would that mean no backwards compatibility? That didn't even make sense. Whether it's a new console for a whole video game, what? Huh? And then there's evidence of this game stealing cover-up, but it's also stored within the game on like a file in Channing Tatum's house. Also, by the way, Channing Tatum is in this movie, so that's a big plus right there. And then, like, a core part of, like, the second act of this movie is Ryan's character. He gets, like, a ton of attention on the internet for being a good guy in the video game. Like, what? Why would anyone care? No, I'd say this part isn't really inaccurate, but because it's like a video game, the writers thought they'd be really hip with the Gen Z, the kids, so they throw in a bunch of these like fucking cringe-ass like Fortnite dances and shit. It's just, it's really annoying and distracting. But I mean, that's like kind of a nitpick, but whatever. I wanted to bring it up because it was really annoying. I'd say that the actors are doing, like, a good job. Ryan Reynolds, he's a likable dude. Everyone likes him. And in this movie, he's pretty charismatic. And I'd say the same goes for, like, the others. These actors, and like. You got Lil Rel Howery, Taika Waititi, the Joe Keery guy from Stranger Things. You know these guys. They're funny dudes. But you know who else is doing a great job? Oh, yeah. I'm talking about the YouTubers / Twitch streamers. Oh, yeah. I already knew Jacksepticeye was in this movie because he made a video on it a while back, and I don't know what he was going to be doing, but okay, he's like playing himself, and there's a bunch of other people here. Like, let me talk about, okay, we got Tyler Ninja Blevins Ninja. You may know him as the man who made Drake, or from such profound Twitter quotes, like the phrase, "it's just a game," is such a weak mindset, yada yada yada, and how is it that professional football kickers just miss kicks, etc. What he says, these are all really long quotes. I'm just giving you the long and short. Who else we got? We got Pokimane. You may know her because she's a woman. We got Laser Beam. I don't like him. He's annoying. Yeah, that's all I have to say. And last but not least, who could forget? They brought in Dream. No, I'm just kidding. He's not in this. That would have been really annoying. But we got my main squeeze, Dan the Diamond Minecart. That's what I'm talking about. That's my man. Now, these people do not play a significant role, but they do show up, like a handful of times. And no, they are not awful, but they're bad. Like, no, like, they are bad. They are pretty bad. They are not very good actors. I'm gonna be fully honest, especially because they're just playing themselves. But they're not saying words. The words they say don't sound like things they would say. It's not good. I don't know. I'd say Dan is doing the best. He sounds pretty natural. Hey, what's up? It's me, just cutting to live action for this next point here. So it's a very good visual metaphor. So basically, this is the ground right here. Well, actually, this is not the ground, but you wouldn't be able to see the ground based on where the camera's set. It's not important. And this is the emotional moments in Free Guy, and then this is you see they fall flat. Well, actually, it bounces a little bit. It's almost indistinguishable. You didn't see that. It didn't bounce at all. Well, they bounce a little bit. They're not terrible. They're just not very good. I suppose it might be better to say they don't have much weight. Okay? Thanks. Alright. End of segment. So remember when I said that the studio Fox was acquired by Disney during production? Well, I didn't expect this, but they kind of do like a little Space Jam 2. I mean, it's not nearly as gratuitously, but there's like some Disney IP flexing going on here. Like, there's like some Marvel and Star Wars shit. But yeah, it's actually pretty fun. It's kind of cute. They even got a little Chris Evans cameo. I didn't see it. They must have added this in later, but I kind of like it. It's kind of fun. Overall, the movie it's pretty fun, man. It's just decently paced. It's pretty fun time, I'd say, despite these flaws, I may even consider watching it again. But flaws are flaws, so it's still gonna take points off the review. So I'm gonna give Free Man a 6.5 out of 10. But you probably have a fun time watching it. Just go see it. That's all I gotta say. Thanks for watching. Next video, I don't know. I'm gonna review the blue lobster at Red Lobster. It's in the back. They hide it from you. Okay, that was improvised on the spot. I'm a really funny guy. Okay, that's it. Bye bye.